The billion-dollar illusion. How Wirecard fooled the world. Imagine waking up one morning to find that a company once hailed as Europe's answer to PayPal had vanished into thin air, along with nearly $2 billion. Investors lost billions, regulators were humiliated, and a CEO was thrown behind bars. But here's the kicker: this wasn't just a simple case of corporate fraud. It was an elaborate web of deception that lasted for years, involving fake businesses, shady bank accounts, and a mysterious COO who vanished without a trace. How did this happen? Why did regulators ignore the warning signs? And most importantly, what can we learn from one of the biggest financial scandals of our time? Let's break it all down and uncover the truth behind the Wirecard fraud. You might be thinking, why should I care about a fintech company's downfall? But here's the thing, this story isn't just about money, it's about deception at the highest levels, the failure of trusted institutions, and how easy it is to manipulate the system. Wirecard's collapse is a cautionary tale that affects not just investors, but anyone who relies on banks, regulators, and financial services. If a billion-dollar company can fake its success for years, what does that say about the financial system as a whole? More importantly, how can we protect ourselves from falling for similar scams? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of how this fraud happened, the red flags that were ignored, and the key lessons we can all learn. And if you find this kind of deep dive analysis valuable, don't forget to subscribe for more eye-opening content. Wirecard wasn't just a payments company, it was a story. It sold the dream of a cashless future, of disrupting the financial world, and of becoming Europe's fintech champion. Investors bought into the vision, regulators cheered it on, and the media praised it as Germany's next big tech success. But here's the truth. Wirecard wasn't making nearly as much money as it claimed. It was creating fake transactions through third-party companies, shifting money around to make it look like billions were flowing through its systems. And because people wanted to believe in its success, they ignored the warning signs. One of the most shocking aspects of this story is that Germany's financial regulator, BaFin, actually defended Wirecard. Instead of investigating the fraud, they went after journalists who tried to expose it. This is a scary reality. Sometimes the very institutions meant to protect us can be blind to corruption, or worse, complicit in it. This isn't just about one company. It's a wake-up call about the importance of questioning authority and digging deeper, even when those in power assure us everything is fine. If it weren't for the relentless reporting of Dan McCrum and the Financial Times, Wirecard might still be operating today. McCrum spent years uncovering inconsistencies, chasing leads, and facing serious threats, including hacking, surveillance, and legal intimidation. Without independent journalists, many frauds like this would go completely unnoticed. That's why supporting investigative reporting is so crucial. These are the people holding the powerful accountable when no one else will. One of Wirecard's biggest tricks was making its business so complicated that even experts had trouble understanding it. It set up operations in multiple countries, used shell companies, and created layers upon layers of transactions that made it nearly impossible to track where the money was going. The lesson here? When something seems too complex to explain, that might be a red flag. Transparency is key in business. If a company can't clearly show how it makes money, that's a problem. Markus Braun, Wirecard's CEO, projected absolute confidence. He wore the signature black turtleneck, spoke about the future of finance, and dismissed critics as short sellers trying to bring down his company. And guess what? People believed him. Confidence, even when it's built on lies, can be incredibly persuasive. It's a good reminder to always look at the facts, not just the charisma of a leader. Perhaps the most bizarre part of this story is what happened to Wirecard's COO, Jan Marsalek. When the fraud was exposed, he didn't just disappear. He went on the run. Reports suggest he had deep ties to intelligence agencies and may have fled to Russia with highly sensitive documents. Think about that. This wasn't just a corporate scam. It may have had ties to government operations, espionage, and international crime. We may never know the full story, but the fact that someone so central to the fraud could vanish without a trace is chilling. This isn't the first time a major fraud has gone undetected for years. Think about Enron, Theranos, or even Bernie Madoff's Ponzi scheme. These scams all thrived on a combination of a charismatic leader with a vision, financial statements that seemed too good to be true, a lack of scrutiny from regulators, and a public that wanted to believe in their success. It's easy to look back now and say, how did people fall for this? But the truth is, these frauds work because they exploit human psychology. We want to believe in success stories. We trust that regulators are doing their jobs. And sometimes we ignore the little doubts in the back of our minds because we don't want to be the only ones questioning the hype. That's why it's so important to stay informed, think critically, and always follow the money. And speaking of staying informed, if you're enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more insights into the world's biggest financial scandals. The Wirecard scandal isn't just about one company. It's a reminder of how fragile trust in the financial system can be. It shows us that fraud can happen on a massive scale, even when there are supposedly checks and balances in place. And it reinforces the need for skepticism, investigative journalism, and accountability at every level. So next time you hear about the next big thing in tech or finance, take a step back, ask the hard questions, look at the numbers, and never assume that just because a company is successful on paper, it's actually what it claims to be. What do you think? Do you trust regulators to catch fraud like this in the future? Or do you think we'll see another Wirecard-level scandal soon? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching.